sir. We live, we back, man. Welcome back to the Golden Goose DFS experience. I am your host, Chandler Blakely, aka Goose. We are the leaders in single entry 3 max and 20 max content. But have no fear, man. If that's not your style of play, it does not matter. It's still one of the best spots you can be in. Hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell so you know when the videos and content drop. Also, do me one small favor, man. I hate to ask, man, but I got to. Studies show that if you ask, you get more likes. Obviously, if I didn't ask, I'd probably still be down there at 60 likes. But come on, man. Y'all go on and hit that like button for your boy. It's greatly appreciated. It helps the channel grow, man. All right, thank you for tuning in. This is my starting 5 series. If this is your first time here, this is my starting 5 series, man. Where I bring you 5 plays that's more than likely going to be in my player pool on DraftKings and FanDuel, alright? And if you're new to NBA DFS, I say more than likely because like last night, you're going to get plenty of injury news throughout the day, up into lock, after lock. There's always injury news in NBA DFS. It's just the way they do it, man, and I don't see it changing for a while. So definitely got to pay attention for the injury news so you can adjust your lineups accordingly. All right, we're going to get right into it. I don't like to hold you too long, man. Before we do, though, got my lineup review, going over my best lineups from yesterday's slate. Let's talk about it, all right? Yesterday, man, oh my God, that turned into a shit show. That all that injury, that looked like an end of the year slate last night, man. So much injury news, unexpected guys starting, unexpected guys out, man. It just got real rough over there. This is my best lineup right here, 349. It was a rough night for me, man. I was high on Sabonis, high on AD. Was like I had like a double center builder. I knew it would give me like a different lineup construction. But outside of that, man, you had to have Lillard, you had to have Portis. Missed on some of my value plays like Jabari Walker, had too much of him. And then that shocking Jazz lineup hurt me too. I had a lot of Taylor Horton-Tucker in there, especially at my small forward position. Anticipating it would be him or Sensabaugh. I put Taylor Horton-Tucker in there, and if it was Sensabaugh, I just would have pivoted down to him. But we got the unexpected news of Samanic starting. So some of my lineups, I just got screwed because I had Taylor Horton-Tucker in like the straight small forward spot here. And Samanic only had power forward, so I had to switch up a lot of stuff, man. It really had me scrambling. Just didn't really. I wasn't really well prepared for the news we got yesterday, man. Just left me scrambling. I didn't like none of my lineups when it got into lock after all the adjustments and stuff. But that's the slate. Sometimes this is going to be slates like that, man. It just gets hectic and you're not going to be able to adjust and get to everything you want or adjust how you want to adjust, especially when it happens after lock the way it did and you already got players locked in. You just got to play the cards you dealt. So, like I say, a rough one last night on DK. This is my highest scoring lineup, 349. Got the Dame Lillard, plenty of everybody's chalk. Him and Bobby Portis once Giannis was ruled out. Bobby Portis got off to a shaky start. He didn't play but like 10 minutes the first half. He gave you a nice numbers, but he didn't play but 10 minutes. I was a little worried, but he tightened up the end of the second half and came through for us. But like I said, Damian Lillard, everybody's chalk, 44% on, 54 fantasy points. Very solid outing from him as the Bucks beat the Clippers. Did not see that one coming with no Giannis. At the shooting guard, Delano Banton. Once we got that Portland news over there, man, all those guys being out, even guys we didn't count on like Thibault and Kamara, we knew Banton would be a solid play, as did a lot of people. 31%, 32 fantasy points. Very nice outing from him. Jordan Clarkson went absolutely crazy. After we got suckered with the Keontae George, man, I had Keontae George in some lineups too. Once he got ruled in, I went back to my boy kind of heavily. I had a good amount of Keontae George. Even had him in one of my single entries, and he played like the first quarter, and that was it. He didn't return because of the illness. I don't even know why he played in the first place. That screwed me as well. But Jordan Clarkson, man, I told you yesterday you wanted to get to some of this game. I just didn't know you need to get to all of this game. As this Jazz Wizards game just went absolutely insane, and it had plenty of ownership. That's what makes high-scoring nights when the chalk pieces have great nights, it's going to be a high scoring night more than likely because it's the chalk and they're going off and a lot of people have them. So it raises everybody's score. But Jordan Clarkson, man, 66 fantasy points at 24% on. Just monster outing from him. Nice double-double. He had 10 boards in this spot. Finished 3 assist drivers shy of a triple-double. Could have had a little bigger game. So, nice one from Clarkson. Bobby Portis, like I said, started out slow. Finished it up strong, though. 53 fantasy points from him. Almost 10xing in this spot. So, bonus was solid. Okay here. 53 fantasy points. But you could have got the cheaper guys who gave you the same type production. That was the story of my night. Like, Sabonis and AD was just okay. I think AD gave you like 53, 54 as well. But just on the slate, man, you could have got guys at cheaper price with similar production. So, Sabonis, 10% on, could have used that, could have saved that salary. But 53 for him was okay. Colin Sexton at 27% on. Very nice game from him. Primarily scoring, but he did also have 7 assists. 48 fantasy points from him. Lucas Somnus, like I said, this was THT, and I can't remember who else I had in here, but once he got ruled out, he had to pivot down. Somnick, 17 fantasy points. I knew it was a rough play once I saw him starting, but I had no other choice because I knew it didn't look good for Taylor Horton Tucker after that. So I just had to play him and live with what he gave me. 17 didn't destroy me. And then this Alex Caruso in this lineup. Once he got ruled in late, just tried to sneak him in right here. Didn't really want to go to Drummond as I didn't think they would go two bigs against the Sacramento Kings. Alex Caruso was just okay. 24 fantasy points from him in this spot. So best lineup 349. FanDuel 4-game slate, a little tough. Missed the money over here by a little bit, and Mikal Bridges was my downfall. But 332. Dame Lillard, 71% on, 50 fantasy points. Banton, 45% on, 31. And Mikal Bridges is where I went wrong at right here, man. Went back to him against the Grizzlies here, and they lost surprisingly. Probably because he played terrible, man. I thought he might have turned the corner after last the performance he had last game, but just wasn't to be here in this spot. Only 30 fantasy points from Mikal Bridges. Sexton once again, chalk 48 fantasy points. Kyle Kuzma, chalk 53% on, 40 fantasy points. Denny Avdia, right at 60% on, 30 fantasy points. Bobby Portis, 52% on, 49 fantasy points. Somnick got him at 2%. Like I said, that was a late throw in once we got that Taylor Horton Tucker news. 19 fantasy points. And I got some Nick Claxton down here, 33 fantasy points from him. So that was my night on Cross, DraftKings, and FanDuel. We got a nice 8-game slate tonight. And by the look of the left side of my screen right here, we could be in for another wild one, man. It was tough trying to put this video together for you this morning. It's so many questionable tags, so many spots where it could be different. This could turn into a shit show as well. Hopefully we get a lot of news early and we're not getting it at lock and after lock and having to make those adjustments. So bringing it to you the way I see it right now. First up, want to look at Tyrese Maxey, 8,800 going against these Brooklyn Nets. It's Maxey's team with no Embiid. Him and Tobias Harris, with Maxey carrying most of the load because Tobias Harris just started coming around the last couple of games. I like getting to him here in this spot. Not worried about the Nets defense. No real rim protection, so he should be able to get there. Claxton can block shots, but he's like a dominant rim protector. Like Maxey here in this spot. But keep an eye out. This could easily go to Kyrie Irving if Luka is ruled out here with this questionable tag. Easily. But I like Maxey right now, 8,800. I'm going to like him all day, but it just he has potential to be like the second, third favorite point guard play. But definitely like Maxey early at 8,800. Shooting guard, definitely going to depend on this Jalen Brunson news, but Miles McBride, 5,500. I have no problem going right back to him. He's primarily scoring, but you get a great spot here against the Atlanta Hawks. Even though the team total is not that high, it's still a pace-up game for the Knicks, so should be a few more possessions than what they used to. I don't mind going back to Miles McBride, provided Brunson is out here at 5,500. At the small forward, I want to look at Jason Tatum. Now, this strictly injury-dependent news. We have Jaylen Brown and Kristaps Porzingis questionable, man. They probably could rest them here in this spot as the Boston Celtics are firmly in control of first place in the East. Maybe this is a spot where they choose to get their guys some rest. If not, does not matter, man. Tatum, it's one of those spots, like I said, you can just throw the guy in there because Tatum's a solid player regardless of whether they play or not. But if they happen to miss, it just boosts him tremendously. He definitely would be the alpha over there. He's the alpha anyway, but with no Jaylen Brown, no Kristaps Porzingis, just more shots, more uses for Tatum. You can fire him up in that spot, man. I like getting the Tatum. If we get one of Brown or Porzingis out, definitely if both of them is out, all of it is going to improve Tatum. So like looking at him right here, 9,700 in this spot against the Cavaliers. At the power forward, I want to look at Kelly Olynyk. Now, they got the price up on him, 6,300. Now, he should start in this matchup. He didn't start last time with just Scotty Barnes out. We still have Scotty Barnes out and now Jakob Poeltl out. So, I don't see no way Kelly Olynyk doesn't start at the center spot here. Him guarding J-Val on the other end is going to be a whole different beast there. So I'm definitely worried about that. Could be a little foul trouble potential. But 6,300, man, Kelly Olynyk, we've seen him in the past. He's a guy that has 40, 50 point upside. At 6,300, I would like for him to be a little cheaper, but I'm okay getting to him provided he starts here in this spot, which I think he does. They don't have nobody else. I don't think they want to put Boucher down there. So you're gonna see Olynyk start. I'm okay with the $6,300 price increase. He should be live for a double here in this spot and a few assists. Olynyk's a solid passer as well. So definitely getting some Kelly Olynyk at 6,300 going against the Pelicans. And at the center spot, man, I got my eye on Zach Collins. I think Wemby is out. He's questionable right here. Just one, they announced it super early. And two, just how protective they've been with him, how careful they've been with him this season, just even down to his minutes per game, how many limiting his minutes he's been playing tonight. I think they're very protective over their future superstar, so he probably sits more than likely in this spot. If he doesn't, we will adjust accordingly, but if he sits, more than likely it's Zach Collins starting at the center and definitely going to have interest in him at 4,500. Probably going to be one of your best value plays right now if Wemby is ruled out. All right, there you have it, man. You're starting five for DraftKings: Tyrese Maxey, Miles McBride, Jason Tatum, Kelly Olynyk, and Zach Collins. Get you some exposure to these guys. Get them in your player pools. They for sure gonna be in mine. All right. On FanDuel, hey, shout out to y'all, FanDuel. Y'all finally got my attention today. The nice little $10 single entry series over here with giving out tickets. I'm in now. They got me alert now. I like this type of contest, FanDuel. So at the top though, point guard Miles McBride, 5,700. Like I say, I'm just keeping it right there in the wheelhouse, man. Provided that Brunson is out. If he plays, we will move off of McBride. I will not like him if Brunson plays, but Brunson is out. You can sign me up. We saw the minutes. Like I said, he should play 40 minutes here in this spot and shouldn't have an issue scoring with the lack of defense for the Atlanta Hawks. At the shooting guard, scroll down too far. There we go. Want to look at Benedict Mathurin. Now He's a guy that could benefit from injury once again. Similar to Tatum, he's a solid play right now regardless. He's going to see 25 to 30 minutes. But we have a questionable Aaron Nesmith again. If he misses, Benedict Mathurin should jump into the starting lineup like he has in the past. And this is the best game environment on the slate, highest total. But the problem is the pricing and the players over here. This Indiana-Dallas game is not going to garner a whole lot of ownership unless Luka is ruled out just because of the pricing of the guys over here, and you're not really comfortable with anybody on Indiana's side. Like, as many times as you play teams against Indiana, we're rarely getting to Pacers guys lately just because of their pricing, and it's just so hard to count on any of them. Even Halliburton is struggling. But if Naismith is out, Benedict Mathurin, one of the bright spots over here, like the price tag. If he's in that starting lineup, sign me up for plenty of them. I'm going to play some of them regardless just because of this game environment, and I know nobody's getting to this Pacers side. I'm definitely playing some of them, but if Naismith is out, definitely can sign me up for a lot of them, all right? At the small forward, want to look at Brandon Ingram. Going against the Toronto Raptors, no defense to write about here, man. Ingram's in a great spot. The only problem with the Pelicans, they have a medium three, and it can be any one of them on any given night. Ingram, Zion, or McCollum. Ingram is the primary scorer, I would argue. It's definitely between him and Zion. I like him in this spot. Going against the Raptors definitely is a matchup problem for him up there. just his height wise, and they probably try to put RJ Barrett on him, but he's not that great of a defender. I just like Brandon Ingram. Should be able to take advantage of the matchup and Toronto's defense over there. Sign me up for Brandon Ingram at 8,200. At the power forward, you already saw it. Going to Tobias Harris here, 7,400. Fine with him, fine with Maxey. They're the only two scorers on this Philly team right now. They're going to get all the shots they want on this first team. Buddy Hield going to get some too because he's just a shooter. But it's the Harris and Maxey show. It falls on their shoulders. Tobias Harris has been coming around as of late. I don't mind going back to him in this spot against the Nets. And finishing it out at the center, staying with Kelly Olynyk. Slightly cheaper over here on FanDuel. I love that. Like I said, he's live for a double-double, some assists. He has the upside to destroy this price tag, man. We've seen Kelly drop 50 before in the past. I'm definitely taking some shots on. Like I said, worried about him checking J-Val on the other end and a little foul trouble potentially, but you can't let that affect your decisions too much. So sign me up for Kelly Olynyk right here. All right, there you have it. Just starting five for FanDuel: Kelly Olynyk, Tobias Harris, Brandon Ingram, Benedict Mathurin, and Miles McBride. Get you some exposure to these guys. Get them in your player pools. You know they're gonna be in mine. All right. That's going to do it for us here today, man. Y'all know the motto. Chances make champions. Y'all green up. I'll catch y'all next time, all right? Let's get it.